Good evening. My name is Francis Mwaba. I'm a citizen of Zambia, and I'd just love to share a few ideas that I believe are key and cardinal and can help to address the impacts of climate change. And first among these, I believe is policy. Through agencies like the United Nations, other international organizations and agencies, and also governments, we can enact laws and principles that through policy can help to preserve and conserve our environments, our natural resources, and also marine life. And apart from that, help to protect our biodiversity, because we understand that also biodiversity has led to affecting of the existence of not just wild animals but also human life, because we understand that when there's loss of biodiversity, the natural habitat for not just animals but even us human beings is affected, because life seems to not be supportive. And these are some of the impacts of climate change, and through policy this can be reversed. Secondly, that I believe is key, it's the reduction of carbon emissions. Through this, the United Nations, international agencies, and also governments, we can radically come up with set a time frame to say by the year 2030, the world in its entirety, through governments, each and every nation must cut down or completely reduce carbon emissions to zero. And this, we understand that through carbon emissions, it has affected our climate and our world in its entirety, to the level that we are seeing changes in weather patterns and rise in sea levels, wildfires, and not just that, also tsunamis, and these other natural phenomena which are affecting life in a negative way. And all these are consequences of climate change. But through reduction of carbon emissions, this can be reversed with a radical commitment to it. And thirdly, that I believe among the thoughts that I have, or the key points that can help to address the impacts of climate change, is adoption of sustainable and efficient means of energy production. We can adopt sustainable means of energy production like solar and wind, and this has to be done at a large scale and not just a minor scale, so as to completely cut down on all unsustainable means of energy production, so that we completely reverse or reduce the impacts of climate change. And lastly, that I believe is key and cardinal, is strong advocacy for climate change on a global scale through the United Nations, international agencies, and also governments.